Majid, what's up, my brother? Can you hear me okay? I think I muted everyone. Okay, so let's unmute Majid here. Asked to unmute. Can
James,
you,
how you doing?
good, my friend. How are you? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Yes, I
Awesome,
can.
awesome, awesome. It sounds like there's a little bit of distortion. I'm not sure if that's on Dave. Can you guys hear Majid okay, or is it just on my end?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Loud and clear now. Loud and clear. Absolutely, my friend. So how you doing?
Doing amazing, man. Loving life, and this whole crypto world is quite.
Well, man, I got so much love and respect for this dude, and we always talk about great people, and we've got some amazing, legendary Crypto4Life family members and some mods and admin here. I always talk about Dave and Josh, but you're one of my top 50 people of all time, and I'm not ranking you in the, as far as we're in that equation, but you're one of the top 50, brother, as far as your heart. And I'm talking about out of the many people that I've met around the world, and great leaders, award-winning speakers, some of the biggest hearts in the world. But you have one of those hearts, man. And it's just if people kind of look back at my first stream with Antoine, my second stream yesterday with John and Amica, two amazing people, and then they can kind of see a pattern of incredible hearts, incredible mindsets. I remember, we've done, not only have you and I done business together, we've laughed together. I think we've almost teared up together. Incredible stories, man. And so the way that I met Majid, guys, is through actually John Singh, if I'm not mistaken, right? So it was through my brother John, and John and Majid and their wives are super, super close. Matter of fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know why I'm picking up background here. I'm picking up almost like wind sound or something. What is that? Dave, can you hear that? Okay, I think Dave might have got rid of it. Okay, perfect. I don't think that's my, is that on my end? Picking up.
Let me mute in and out, James, just in case.
Yeah,
It's
let's
me.
see. Okay, let's see here. Hello, hello? Yeah, so it must be on your end. Yeah, it's on your end.
Yeah, I'll have to mute in and out that way.
Yeah, no. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We can deal with it. So it's funny because the way that we actually met was through John. And you guys, I know your wives are very close. Matter of fact, I believe your two wives went on like a retreat together and stuff like that. So very, very close, tight knit family. I've been to Magic's house where him and his wife honored. They honored us with an amazing dinner and got to hang out with your kids and stuff like that. So. But one of the things that I didn't know, and I started to know as we were talking, is just really your background and your brilliance in the cryptocurrency space. And it's very, very in depth with, when it comes to metaverse, when it comes to NFTs, when it comes to crypto in general, or blockchain technology. And there's some things that I'm very fortunate and lucky and feel blessed that you're bringing me into, and you're putting on the table with me, everything that you're doing, you're offering me to be a part of that, and that's incredible. Especially when people hear about what you're doing, is really next level. I don't think very many people are, really interacting in crypto in all the different areas that you're interacting. So, if you can, I know there's certain NDAs you have, right? And we talked about this, and I know there's certain things you can't say. God knows, I know if you said it, people are like, what? So, can you kind of I think there's some things in the boxing world you can't talk about. So can we start maybe with your background and then give people some highlights of some of the incredible, not only people you're working with, companies you're working with, whatever you can say, and then also some of the crypto projects that we know, maybe if you can talk about those platforms.
Sure. Yeah, just to give you a quick background, and again, thanks for having me, James. I just love you and your wife, and every time we hang out, it's I feel enriched. And the thing about it is that the quality of your conversations are really kind of match up to your quality of life.
Thank you,
So,
brother. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
conversations with John, James, just the crew. It's just a good way to live,
Thank you.
and
Thank you, brother.
so my background, I've been in the sustainability space for over a decade. I want to say almost 2 decades now, and working with enterprise level clients in the industrial manufacturing space, net zero, all that whole world. So, but I got wind of. I mean, I think we all heard of like Bitcoin, like early,
Right.
pretty early. But then I really started taking it seriously in 2015, and jumping into it, researching like a madman, just like James. I respect about James. He's always learning.
Always.
Uh, and you just get fascinated by it because you see a way out. Especially if you have children, you're like, man, how's this world going to shape up? And then you see what actually is shaping up on the back end, and it gives you hope. And when you get excited about the not just the foundation of crypto, but where the whole world could head to, and how things could get better, not just for us, but for generations to come. That's an exciting space to be. So I blended my two worlds of sustainability and crypto, and started offering ISO certifications to blockchain companies that wanted to be sustainable, carbon neutral, net zero, taking away the excuse that blockchain is energy intensive. So our goal is to help blockchain be the least energy intensive industry on the planet. As an organization, my partner Corey Warfield has about 500,000 people on LinkedIn followers, and he's positioned as a metaverse and a Web3 influencer. So we have a lot of inbound, and that's been really amazing to kind of field different ideas, different thoughts, different projects, and they're all in different stages, right? Some are just an idea, and some are a finished product, right?
Right.
So help where we can, but within our ecosystem, we have a launch pad, and in that launch pad, we work with companies that are either de-risking the space, like different insurance companies coming into play to insure not just crypto and exchanges, but he's also doing custom NFT insurance products, right? All the way to companies that are projects that are really de-risking the space, but also making the Web 2 to Web 3 process more frictionless,
Okay.
right? Making because right now, if we take a look at most of the companies in crypto, it's like especially if you go to these conferences, it's like a crypto bro fest,
Right.
right? It's working with crypto people, which is about 3% of the population.
Right.
And the 97% don't really, that's an afterthought. For us, that's our focus is
Gotcha.
the 97%. It's about how do you onboard that 97% into crypto without them actually knowing or having to know anything about crypto.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay, that makes sense.
So safety, risk, it's just about finding those bridges to help companies onboard into the crypto space in a very safe, reliable uh, uh, way, but also a very profitable way for brands and different companies to be able to really engage in a completely different way than they ever have. And you're starting to see it now. You're seeing it with Starbucks. You're starting to see I mean, Reddit just did something, Nike, Adidas. I mean, you're starting to see the trickle down. You're going to see a lot more in 2023. So, yeah, we're very blessed to work with some amazing companies that are solving some pretty major regular world issues, or as they call world Web 2 issues,
Right.
uh, Web 3 technology, right? And I know there's a lot of mention of NFTs and blockchain and this and that, but for the average individual, they don't care,
Right.
you
That
know,
makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
and that's what we help make happen.
So, I mean, you obviously you guys are working on a lot of things. There's some things that you mentioned to me a couple few days ago, again yesterday, and pretty exciting things that's going on. Can you kind of address some of those things with athletes or some of these big companies that you're? I know you can't say the companies itself, but just some of the things you're doing with the like metaverse and things like that, and what the future's looking like in those areas.
Sure. The good thing is that within our ecosystem, we have a consortium of other companies that are either have certain patents in the space or bring something disruptive or innovative into the space, and we collectively go to market as a group, right? Just and you're one of the first things that we are a part of our consortium got involved in is that Floyd Mayweather fight that just happened,
Okay.
right? Now, for the people who just thought that the Floyd Mayweather fight was cool, that it was twinned into the metaverse and you were able to stream it on your phone and do all that, that is step number one.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
The continuation of that. And with things like NFTs, with things like blockchain applications or other things, but you as the consumer will never have to interact with that verbiage,
Gotcha.
right?
Gotcha.
Loyalty cards, right? And it's going to be rewards. It's not going to be it's just a different blending of that two worlds, right? So you have to use the verbiage that people are already used to. You can't talk about wallets. It's mailboxes. It's accounts.
That
It's
makes sense.
so it's and you that's kind of what you're gonna see is a lot of brands engage with their customers like they've never been able to, like, and also be able to rev share with customers, like we've never been into. I think James and I have both been in different industries that are familiar with like rev share distribution, right?
Okay.
Whether that's programs, whether that's the direct sales world. I mean, there's a lot of different programs like that.
Right.
But I believe that the Web3 world will disrupt all that because it will allow average everyday companies to be able to do that type of distribution
Okay.
without signups and without recruiting, without having to tell your friends and family about something. You'll
Right.
just be able to, because you use that brand. If you
Right.
use that brand, it rewards you. If you don't, you won't.
That's
But
right.
some brand loyalty.
Do me a favor and try muting in and muting out again. Maybe it'll pick up because you're kind of going in and out with your. You sound real great and then it kind of fades out. Let's see. Try it again.
Sorry about that.
No. Okay. You sound good right now.
Anything I said, I'd be happy to.
Yeah, no worries at all. So here's the next thing. I mean, you got some incredible things going on. I know there's some major, probably one of the biggest Fortune 500 companies on planet Earth that you guys are working with, and I'm so proud of you, man. And I'm so honored to be a part of what you guys are doing. It's next level, and we're not talking about, excuse me, getting rich. We're not talking about making $1 million, or we're talking about something that could create billions, and that's exciting to me. Those conversations that we've had, and I'm really excited to be a part of that. And if you can get just a small piece, if you can get a mustard seed of that amount of money, that's life changing. So really excited about those things. Let me ask you this. Let me talk about some of the things that we've dealt with in with FTX, FTT, Sam Bankman-Fried. Me and you've had conversations the other day, you and I and John Hall, who works for one of the biggest banks. Again, we can't talk about that, but probably the biggest bank on planet Earth. One of the most recognizable banks. He's a specialist, a financial specialist, and we were talking about, what's going on right now in the world, what's going on, globally, how those things affect, everything, how we haven't really even paid for that when it comes to, like, let's say, the real estate crisis, the energy crisis. I go on and on. People hear me talk about this like a broken record, but I'm trying to get it in people's mind that you can't have these things going on globally. If China's having a real estate crisis in other countries, or if there's an energy crisis in various places, Europe and parts of the U.S., and if there's inflation and interest rates and money printing and corruption, and now you get into the FTX thing where there's possibly politics and athletes are getting sued. And I was talking about this yesterday, Majid, where, a lot of times we people tend to take things more serious or follow people who are successful, you know. And we talked about yesterday with John and Emeka and I, which was success leaves clues. But a lot of times, if we see, and that's why, you know, celebrities get these big endorsement deals, right? Because the whole mindset is, well, if Shaquille O'Neal is using Icy Hot must work. You know, that kind of stuff. Or you know, if Steph Curry says Subway sandwiches are great, then they must be great. And so what happens, you see these guys start promoting crypto and FTX, and oh my gosh, this is what's going on. And then all of a sudden things go bad, and you find out these cluster of people getting sued, people that we've always looked up to, whether it's, you know, Shaq because he's 7'1", you know, and he's, you know, a champion, or Steph because no one shoots threes better, or Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, and then all of a sudden crypto discredits their name, they're getting sued. And so when you look at all those things clustered as one, along with all the things I mentioned, I really don't think we've seen a bottom. That's just me personally. It's not financial advice. I don't think the storm has really come. And even though we see right now, you know, Bitcoin kind of moving sideways, we've seen a little capitulation going on, but it's kind of been steady right around that 15.9 to 16.5 range. I just think the worst hasn't come. So, you know, what is your thoughts on all that? If you don't mind touching on it, just from a, you know, from your standpoint of what you're feeling like, and then just really not just now, where we may be heading, and then, you know, also the future of crypto, which we all love and believe, I'm sure.
Yeah, you know, first off, I think it should be a great reminder to everyone about why crypto is crypto, right? Like decentralized, right? Like if you take a look at Bitcoin, it is the best example of a decentralized unit that no Sam Bankman-Frieds of the world could ever manipulate.
Right, right, that's right.
So not your keys, not your money.
That's right.
If people have learned nothing but that this storm, I hope that's what they take away. You know, personally, you know, I've been a purist since 2015. You know, so I don't really mess with things that are really that centralized. You know, because if I'm going to do centralized, I might as well invest in Bank America or invest in those companies. Why deal with companies that imitate them but aren't regulated? It doesn't make sense. Have I done commerce with them? Sure. You know, like just because I don't like Walmart's politics doesn't mean that I don't run into there every now and then.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That makes sense. Yeah.
Crypto, like, you know, you have to make informed decisions, right? Like you could get advice from someone, from a YouTube channel, from this channel, even, you know, like even though you'll get really solid stuff here that you probably won't hear in the whole crypto sphere. But even what James says, like, I mean, I hear stuff from him, but the first thing I do after I hear it is not go invest in it, is go investigate it.
That's right. Do your own research, man. That's right.
And then when all the things match up for me and my thesis, then I move forward, then I have no one to blame.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And I just need to adjust my thesis and keep it moving forward, because the metrics don't lie. Like we already see what type of money printing there is. We see that, but there's not an infinite amount of Bitcoin. There's a cap, right? You can't print anymore. You know, that because of that reason, it has the value that it has, and the reason it's competing with things like gold. It's looked at as the best store of value, because I don't know about you, if you've ever held a gold brick, those things aren't light.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But if you have to carry all your gold bricks over a border, you're not going to make it, right? But you could do that with a phone. You could carry your phone over the border and have all your transfer with you.
Right.
So that is the appeal for crypto. And with everything that's happening right now, you know, it's a distraction.
Right.
You know, you had one bad apple. I mean, there's many bad apples in the space, but and bring all the centralized pieces of garbage that are collaborating with these guys, you know, get exposed, and now people are scared. But guess what? Like, you know, James says and Warren Buffett says, you know, it's like when people are scared, that's when you have to be excited.
That's right.
When people, you know, that's when you have to be a little, you know, cautious about like what's going on. So right now there is blood in the water. And to answer your question, James, I do agree with you. It could go down further if you take a look at. There's questions being asked right now of like Grayscale because they won't do proof of reserve,
Man.
and if they have to sell any of their position, which is I think like a certain 2% of Bitcoin or whatever they own,
Yeah.
if they eliminate all of it, if they got rid of all of it, I think they have 640,000 Bitcoin. I think
Jesus.
that's
Wow. Wow.
to eliminate all that. If they eliminate, drain all of it, then the price could get down to about 8,000, right?
Yeah.
Probably they won't get rid of all of it, so they're talking about 10, but that's just one company. So, but if there's a multiple companies that happens to, because the thing to remember, what's different between regular markets and crypto markets
Right.
is that there's bailouts for crypto companies.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
When you
And,
have,
no, why do you feel they won't give proof of a reserve? Why do you feel they're doing that? What is the and I say that because I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's one of the things that put USDT in court before, right? Proof of reserve being audited and things like that, and then they paid a bunch of money to have it kind of dismissed. And now the government's looking at them again, and so you see a lot of these things like in the Wall Street Journal, you see it on Bloomberg and things like that, where they're talking about, they're saying what happens if this happens, what happened to FTX happens to a USDT, happens to a Grayscale, what type of impact. And there's even been articles, headlines where it says we haven't seen the last of some major things dump. And so obviously there's concerns. I don't know if people are trying to rattle around and try to fix things or whatever, but you know, man, what if this goes deeper? What if more things like this happen? And why aren't people being so forthcoming with? I mean, if you have money backing dollar for dollar pegged like USDC claims, why not show it? Why not be audited? Is there something to hide? You hear people ran on like BitBoy and all these other guys talking about money laundering and mafia and all this stuff. And you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa! You don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but it's like, what's going on for real?
well, that's why we're seeing so much innovation in the space right now, guys. Like, what's amazing is that the problem solvers are coming out, right?
Right,
And
right,
they're not like people like me who, just love crypto and got into it. No,
right,
these guys are been coding since they were like 12 years old and have already solved some of the biggest issues on the planet,
right.
with tech are coming into this space to solve issues here. So there's a lot of development in the space that's going on, and honestly, it makes more sense to me as a retail investor to pay attention to the development, not the FUD,
Okay, gotcha,
right?
gotcha.
Whether Bitcoin goes down to 8,000 or three, like we've been through cycles, right? Like dollars when we got in all the way to 19,000,
Yeah,
and then it went right back down to 3,000.
that's
Like you
right.
want to talk crushed,
That's right.
right? They're crushing to beat, but now it went up to 70. It's down to 15, 16. Even if it goes down to three, here's the key thing: the Bitcoin halving is coming up in 2024.
That's right.
If you look at historical cycles, there's always like a good 80-90% dump with crypto with Bitcoin, and then it pumps back up.
That's right.
And then, so we have like a good 12 to 18 months of development time, and so it's important to pay attention to the people who are doing the most development. I think that's the number one metric I take a look at.
Yeah, like your polygons in place. Some of those guys who are really making some things. I mean, that's a coin that they're really doing some special things right now. Me and you talked about that just yesterday, I believe.
System partner of ours, we work with them, and they are doing it not just right, but they're attacking the right markets, right? They're trying to solve, because if you take a look at who's doing all the implementations for Starbucks, for Adidas, for Nike, it's Polygon, right? Over the last couple months, they've had over 43 million wallets, through active users through Polygon.
Right.
Decentraland has 38, right? Like,
That's right.
big difference between 38 and 43 million,
Right.
right? Actual users, not, hey, we built this world that we hope you come to
That's
just
right.
because you of Minecraft, right? That
Right.
you might have. So there's a lot of companies that we're all really excited about today that won't be there tomorrow,
Right.
and
Right. Unfortunately, yeah.
might not, you might not be paying attention to that are really crushing it right now,
And I
right?
and I don't mean to cut you off, but I think that's something you hit like a nerve right now. And for people who are watching right now, we've got a lot of amazing people. Dore, how you doing, Dore? CKaz, what's up, my man? We got a lot of people in the group right now, and this I want people to really understand this. Is we've been around. I've been around since 2017. I think you've been around probably just as long or longer, right? Yeah,
15.
15. So we've seen, and I say this for people who are new, maybe been around for a year or two. We've seen top 10 coins that are no longer here, right? We've seen top 10, top 20 coins that everyone was pushing. I mean, even for people who are here, you've seen some of the top 20 coins, like what, Luna? I believe that was top 20 at one point. FTT was top at one point, right? Celsius. I mean, and so you see, and we've seen those things where, I mean, I've personally invested in some where you know, everything looks good. The utility look good. Everyone's on it. They got a great community. And I look up and it's frozen. I can't get my assets out. I can't it's zero or whatever the case may be because I'm a hodler. So a lot of times I don't even look at my wallet. I've got stuff in there. I have coins in my wallets right now that I probably haven't seen in a year. I just don't care because I've bought in so many over the years, you know, and so I just keep dollar cost averaging. I'm not here to play video games with my crypto wallet and kind of look and move around and keep doing silly things to make me lose money. You know? So, but I've noticed where I see a coin, I'm going, oh my gosh, I think that's gone, and I try to move the money out and it's gone, or it's frozen, or it's whatever, you know, and it's thousands of dollars, and you kind of chalk it up to the game. So you're right, you know, there's going to be things that people are gun ho for. I mean, think about how many people probably went out and got an FTT tattoo on their back because they made $1 million or $2 or $3 or $10 million. They're like, whoo, you know, and it's gone, you know, or Celsius or Luna. So, you know, I think even though Kevin O'Leary takes a lot of, you know, slack right now for his involvement with that, and I like Kevin O'Leary, you know, from his days of Shark Tanks and things like that. I think he's a smart guy. But, you know, even with him, I think, you know, the lesson learned is you just don't know. You don't know what you don't know until it's revealed. Yeah, so, I mean, that's kind of where it's at. And, you know, like I said, you never know what's going to be here today and gone tomorrow.
So one of the things that I see coming into the space that could solve some of this stuff, right? Remember I talked about insurance companies coming in here, right? And starting to insure different aspects of the space. The reason that's important is not the insurance,
Right,
right? Right?
right,
Because right now, what's being audited in the space is things like the code. Like we've heard of Certex codes being audited, but that's it,
right,
right? Who's auditing the legal stack, the tech stack, the ops stack, the personnel stack? Nobody.
right. That's right.
Right? So there's certain things that are being done. Lloyd's of London's involved. There's a handful of other people that I know are involved, and that's what they're creating. Is that so? If you don't get that audit, you're not going to be credible,
Right. That's
right?
right. That's right. That makes sense.
So you're going to see these layers because we don't want government regulating
Yeah.
and make like we want industry to come in and create these safeguards because government, I mean, they could hardly spell crypto,
That's
right?
right. Right.
So, but some of these insurance funds, they were first to go to market for cannabis, and now the same people are coming in and underwriting crypto projects and banks that want to lend crypto, and so safety is coming, right? It's just not here yet, so just be cautious,
That's right.
and just do your research, and research isn't just like a one channel research,
Right.
right? You can jump into their Discord, get together with all the fanboys, and and drink the Kool-Aid,
That's
right?
right.
Go
That's
check
right. That's right.
different formats to be able to research. So check out some things, and if and what I tell people is that if you would use it, then buy it.
That's right. That's right. That makes sense.
Um, I play game like Sandbox and different things. Like I have my son play those games and build worlds in it. He's 7,
That's awesome.
but if
Wow.
he's on it and he's like into it, then okay, cool. Like this is something that kids are actually into, and they will. If my son keeps asking me, "Okay, can I play that game?" All right, I should invest in that, right? Now, if he's like, nah, that thing sucks, like, and I'm bored with it already, it's like, oh, okay, well, who knows? I might ask some of his friends if they play
Right,
it, right?
I see. Crypto Tales, my brother from another mother. What's up, my man? Legendary Crypto Tales, man. This dude's got some incredible music. I think I'm gonna start playing some of his music on the show as well. Bullish Kenny G said, "Yeah, that's why I just avoid all that and self custody all my assets."
100%.
Smart guy.
Like
Yeah. Bullish Kenny G.
first thing, the thing I loved about Jay is when he was advising some of the people I brought in front of him, is that he said, hey, first thing, MetaMask.
That's right.
Second thing, trust.
That's right.
Right?
Right. Get your assets off those exchanges. We like Coinbase, Cold Wallet, and Exodus, and Trust Wallet, and MetaMask. I mean, like you said, when you control those keys, because here's what made me really understand early on when I was first getting into crypto and moving assets over, is when I would call, let's say, because you make mistakes. I've made mistakes where I sent something to a certain wallet and like, oh my God, it was Ethereum. Oh my God, it was BSC. And you learn. You have to live and learn, or you get one thing off or something like that, and then you go call Coinbase wallet customer service, or you call MetaMask, or you call let's say Exodus, and they can't help you. There's nothing they can do. They're like, hey, those are your keys. That's your wallet. They make it very clear. If you lose those keys, man, you're up short. And that, in one aspect, most people were like, oh my God, that kind of irritates me. But in my aspect, I said, that's amazing. That means you can never mess with my funds or my this or my that because you don't have access to it. So I definitely, became a big fan of the wallets and things like that. Before we leave, guys, I want to give Majid the opportunity to say anything else you want to say before we get into the markets, the news, and more recognition. Anything else you want to add to that, Majid?
I think that the people who haven't entered the space yet or who are just kind of scared of the space, I get it. It would suck to have all your life savings kind of wiped out because you forgot a couple of letters, right? There's some solutions coming. If you guys take a look at a group called MetaKeep, I'm giving you guys some major alpha here.
Okay.
But METAKEEP .xyz is their website. If you guys take a look at like some of the solutions that they're bringing to the market, where you don't need passwords, you don't need seed phrases, you are your password, right?
Wow.
You can access it. It's all self-custodial. They don't have access to your keys. The brands that they're working with don't have access to your keys. They're creating really frictionless experiences with some of the biggest brands on the planet right now that they're integrating with. They're gonna tear up crypto next year. You're gonna see it. And if you guys are gonna be in at Art Basel in Miami next week, we might be there. So
Okay.
come.
Well, me and you need to talk more about that, and I have to see what my wife and I's schedule is. But that's one thing that I'm super committed to, and that is if you can. I'm picking up a lot of noise there. If it is attending more crypto events. I think it's so important to go out there and meet people in your community, meet people who are major players, influencers, whatever the case may be, who are really shaping this market. I've been very, very fortunate and blessed to make connections with some of the most profound people in crypto. I shared a DM with BitBoy the other day where he said he would actually come on to the show once I got things going. Crypto Savvy has showed his support and many others. So I just believe in doing things in a big manner. I believe in if you want to do great things, then you have to surround yourself by great people. And so we're going to definitely take this to the next level. But yeah, I definitely appreciate it. appreciate you. I'll be talking to you a little bit later today because I want to hear about the conferences, and maybe we can start teaming up and going to some of these things. I know they're out here in California, they're out in Vegas, but we love Miami. Me and my wife have been in Miami before, and we love it out there. And so, yeah, let's definitely make that happen. I appreciate you being on the show, man. Much love. Say hello to the wife. And I look forward to seeing you here soon because, our buddy John is almost done building that house on the 5 acres that he has, and it's right next to my 5 acres. So I'm looking forward to that. Super excited, man, and appreciate you and all you do, brother.
Thanks for having me on, James. Love you.
Thank
Peace,
you, my
brother.
friend. Love you too, my man. All right, take care.